beyond the armor, grace, boundaries, and the end of resentment. Sabayoth Jasulia. Walk through any crowded public space or watch someone you deeply love lash out in a moment of frustration, and it is easy to react. Our immediate, conditioned impulse is to take it personally, to armor up, bristle at the offense, and return fire with judgment or anger. But what happens when the lens through which you view humanity shifts entirely? When your perception expands beyond the physical surface, you begin to see that people are rarely acting out of malice. They are acting out of absolute terror. The weight of the data and the end of the curse. At first, possessing the ability to feel the exact emotional weight of everyone around you feels less like a gift and more like a heavy burden. When someone holds anger or hostility toward you, feeling that inverted wave of hostility can be deeply uncomfortable. Alongside that emotion comes a rush of intuitive data, strikingly clear information packets that lay bare their deepest shadows, their hidden vulnerabilities, and the precise mechanical reasons behind their behavior. In the beginning, absorbing all of that pain feels like a curse, but through deep growth, integration, and healing, that heavy burden transforms into something fluid. You move through the world like water flowing effortlessly around every obstacle. When you know precisely what fear is driving a person, it becomes nearly impossible to maintain anger toward them. Because anyone who has walked the path of healing has once been paralyzed by their own fears, you recognize the vulnerable, scared child hiding beneath the defensive armor. You see that their harsh actions do not represent the totality of who they are. They are simply temporary fractures caused by a drowning life. The power of loving from a distance. Understanding the root cause of someone's behavior does not mean making excuses for harmful actions, nor does it mean standing by and allowing yourself to be repeatedly wounded. Grace and boundaries must coexist. We cannot keep pouring our energy into individuals who refuse to heal themselves and continue to inflict pain. When someone's fear is too great to bridge, setting a firm boundary is an act of self-preservation and profound respect. You do not have to subject yourself to mistreatment to prove your compassion. Instead, you can choose to love them from a distance. Even when you walk away, you carry no resentment because you understand the pain they are trapped inside. Pausing in the storm. When you find yourself on the receiving end of someone's harsh words, whether from a stranger having a catastrophic day or a loved one caught in the grip of their ego, the antidote is a deliberate pause. 1. Take a breath and step back just for a moment to interrupt the automated cycle of emotional reaction. 2. Reflect on shared vulnerability. If you cannot immediately sense their fear, look back at your own journey. Remember the times you were afraid, when you stumbled, or when you lashed out at the world because the pain was too much to bear. 3. Extend grace. Realize that constantly judging another human being is ultimately a form of judging yourself, for we are all interconnected threads of the same living experience. The ultimate truth. More often than we realize, people are not lashing out because of us. They are reacting to fears, wounds, and burdens they have been carrying long before we cross their path. They are lashing out because fear is driving the ship. Before you continue, pause for just a moment. Think about someone in your life, or perhaps even a stranger, whose words or actions hurt you. Looking back now, can you see the fear, pain, or uncertainty that may have been driving them? And perhaps an even more difficult question. How often have your own fears shaped the way you've responded to others? You don't have to agree with these ideas. Simply observe your own experiences honestly and notice where they lead your understanding. When you stop taking things personally, the heavy armor of resentment falls away. You realize that holding on to anger is like drinking poison and waiting for the other person to suffer. By choosing understanding, granting grace, and honoring your own boundaries, you reclaim your peace, transforming what once felt like a painful sensitivity into a profound, unshakable freedom. To explore more deep philosophical insights, unmask the layers of our shared reality, and continue this journey of awakening, look for The Arc of Truth. www.the-arc-of-truth.com. Sabaoth Jesulia, the 13th Prime Aeon.